Hey guys, I don't really feel like being on camera right now, but I can't I can't sleep right now, and so I just thought maybe I'd go live. I guess you could say I'm kind of grieved at some things I've been seeing, and so let me just share my screen. So when you type in free grace, you know you get the you at least get GS, right? And you get learn the word, good ministries. Probably the reason they're popping up is because I watched them. You go to upload date. There's my wife. Um, so you go to here, Free Grace Community Pod a late night, and let's see. That was 42 minutes ago. I don't know if it's live now. I want to show y'all something, but I don't think it's the right one. I'll try, and I'm not sure if it's the same one. No, it's not. All right. So I was just searching earlier, right? There's my material. Because, every once in a while I check the algorithm, or at least, the updated, the recent stuff, the challengers on Free Grace, what's out there, right? And earlier, I think one of the things is, and I don't even know if I can find it, VR Church. I was about to say, it sounds like something is keeping you up at night. Yeah, Daily Gripe. I don't even know if I can find it right now. What's the guy's name? VR Grace Church. Yeah, I think this is it. So, I have met antinomian people in my life, but let's see. Let's just go ahead and show you all this. And there may be cuss words, so I'll just play it silently. So I was going to do this for a different video, but why not in a podcast, okay? Romans 4:4. All right, so this is the hypergracer, right? But of course, hypergracers want to fly underneath free grace. Paul says, you still do both. Yeah, both. But Paul says, I know I'm convinced by the Lord Jesus that there's nothing unclean of itself. So I can say homosexuality is not unclean of itself, or porn is not unclean of itself. The person unto only a person who thinks it is. Okay, all things are indeed. Peter Paul's all things are, that includes porn. I'm not going to say some of these words. And you see that's crazy, but in this context, we're going to have to go crazy. Everything's pure. And Paul says, happy man who does not condemn himself if your conscience is free. You understand that you have a clear conscience. Go watch that. Go ahead and have that. Go ahead and do this and be happy, because condemnation only comes from violating your own conscience, not God's law. Okay? And I heard worse things on another stream, but he's really actually telling people this. All things are lawful. Yeah, you're free to indulge your flesh. Not all things are edifying. That's between you and the Lord. Figure that out. Now it says, Paul says, let no man judge you with meat and drink. And that same principle, don't let anyone judge you in your use of the corn or in that other stuff. He says, let him who eats strong despise him who just so right. He's going through all of this. Yeah, hypothetically, you could watch those words, eat meat sacrificed to idols. He mentioned dudes create honesty. We have to create honesty. That's why look when we said that we had done nothing to me, not you. This fruitcake, I think that's what that is. Strong believers can do all of that. Look at me. But a weak believer stands from both. A believer is liberated, can do anything what they want anytime. It's 100% law, 100% pure. You're forgiven, you're righteous only. My point. All right. There's others. But gooning is not a sin. He's got a 24-minute video about all of that. And it's sad. He doesn't have a big following, but it's sad that those kids are following him, in that way. And like I said, I knew it was Hyper Grace, but dude just went straight antinomian. He's actually saying sin is not sin. And he's not doing it in the way of like the sinless perfectionist does. He's doing it in a different way. He's actually calling sin in itself as not evil, And honestly, I don't even have the energy to reply to the guy. So not only has Hyper Grace of that form abandoned free grace, that messes me up pretty bad. And I know it's in the Bible. I mean, I know that there are going to be people that were going to be doing this. And I know the guy's got psychological issues. We've tried to talk to him. We've tried to give him grace. When you go to the book of Jude. Go to the book of Jude. All right. So the author wanted to focus on common ground. I felt the necessity to write to you, appealing that you contend earnestly for the faith which once for all handed down to the saints. For certain persons have crept in unnoticed, those who were long before marked out for this condemnation. And I don't take this about hell. 1 second, I'll get some water. Ungodly persons who turn the grace of God into licentiousness and deny our only Master and Lord Jesus Christ. Now they'll probably say, well, we don't do it exactly like that. And of course, if I mention, this is a group of false teachers, there is a background, there's a context for it. But that's the closest thing in my real life, except for the sinless perfectionists, but they have a different doctrine to do it. But also in Matthew 5. I know these guys don't believe that you need to do certain things to please the Lord. But look at this. Whoever then annuls one of the least of these commandments and teaches others to do the same shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. Whoever keeps and teaches them, he shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. For I say to you, unless your righteousness surpasses scribes and Pharisees, you will not enter the kingdom of heaven. So this false teaching, in my view, I think it's what Matthew 7:23 is talking about. So these guys are actually, they're not even calling sin anymore. And it grieves me to all get out. I mean, what good is it you do formal debates? And I'm just saying, I feel this way right now. You do formal debates to try to promote what you believe to be the truth, and you come face to face with the reality that there is strawmanning going on, because free grace is distinct from hyper grace. I think the term hyper grace should be eliminated from vocabulary because they now use it as a badge of honor. It should be called hybrid grace because it's a mutation. And, but if I was a Lord shipper, man, what would I think? I would lump it all together. And these guys have been deceived into this. And of course, we can say, well, what caused this? Was it the David Benjamin teaching? Was it something more conservative than that? Is it possible that free grace had an influence? That someone didn't teach free grace correctly? I don't know. With this particular individual, I think it's the idea that he has psychological issues. And whenever you have psychological issues, we've encountered people like this. They do away with sin so that they don't feel condemned, so that they feel secure. And I think that's what's going on. But the people that follow him at least need to know. And I don't want to formal debate this guy, but my gosh, this is bad. I just ask for y'all's prayers. Hey, Kurt. All things are lawful, but right. Yeah, right. So, Kurt, Brandon is definitely not loud on the platform. He's too unstable. And the people following him, I mean, people follow weird people. That's all I could say. Maybe I'm weird in my own way, but I don't think people really following me. Hey, Truth Garden. So yeah, please, guys, just pray. It grieves me. It's like one reason I let off on the hyper grace wars and the free grace wars is because I did not want to become like Toronto Bible, honestly. And it just makes me wonder, was I supposed to let up? Because where's everything now? It's like they think that the pressure of, the doctrinal position, if you will, of the layman's seminary, if that makes sense, is no longer on them. And you look at all of them: Christian for Real, Your Friendly Hood, Their Crew, all of them. What have they all turned into? Yeah, it's not exclusively a hyper grace issue. it's true. That's why. What did I put in the title? I don't remember. Abandoning free grace or something like that. But we can't call these people free grace. And if that means people don't call me free grace, I don't care anymore. If this type of stuff is what's going to be a result, and people want to hold it over your head and say you got to be held by the same standard, and so we're going to dig something up on you and show that you're not free grace or develop, spin things that way, I really don't care at that point. A person can be a Calvinist and be gracious. A person can be an Arminian and be gracious. It's at least right now, I'm glad that I didn't call my channel the Free Grace Layman Seminary. Yeah, I have groups called that, but yeah, I don't deny that, Lambert. Anyway, pray for him, pray for me. And I'm just going to go ahead and land this plane. But yeah, I know this is brief, but I really think they're hybrid. I think that's the term people should use. Because this is a mutation. This is a gross mutation. Hey, Kevin. But yeah, just pray. God bless, guys.